everyone. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Mary, and welcome to Intro to Yin Yoga. So we're going to get started today in reclined bound angle pose. So let's go ahead and lay back on our mat, on our back, bringing the soles of our feet into touch. Our right hand to our heart center on our chest, and our left hand placed on our lower belly. Closing our eyes to come into this moment, come into our body, becoming aware of our breath. Take a moment into your body, finding your breath, focusing on your inhales and your exhales, letting go of all that no longer serves you today. If you feel called to do so, please set an intention for today's practice. Through today's practice, I invite you to cultivate acceptance with an open heart. Open to accepting the space that you are currently in and allowing yourself to be free and accepting the journey. Our affirmation for today's practice is all love resides within me, and I am open to receiving love. Come to your mat today as you are. Take what you need and leave whatever doesn't serve you behind. One of our biggest lessons is learning to accept what is in life. Yoga is a perfect opportunity to practice acceptance of being with what is, which can then spill over and benefit you throughout the rest of your life. Now come back to focus on your breath here by breathing naturally and observing your breath without changing the pattern. Notice how you feel on the physical, mental, and emotional levels. Do you feel any signs of tension? How deep is your breath? Where does your breath enter your body? Just notice. Nothing needs to be done here. Remain here, relaxing. Relax the upper chest, the shoulders, and the muscles around your neck. Try to keep your belly soft as it rises and falls. Your breathing should be effortless and without struggle. Notice if you finish your exhale entirely before taking your next inhale. Just notice You don't need to do anything. Try to keep your breath soft by imagining a candle flame in front of your nose, and you don't want to disturb the flame. Take your attention to the 4 parts of the breath. The inhale, the pause between the inhale and the exhale, the exhale, and the pause before you fill up again. Can you be present in each stage? Can you allow the inhale to arise on its own? Let the breath rise and fall from the inside of you. Continue on your own for the next few moments. When you're ready, please bring awareness back into your body. Bring your hands to the outer edges of your legs so that you can bring your legs together. Go ahead and windshield wiper the legs here to just counter what we just did. And when you're ready, take an inhale, and on an exhale, lift your legs into the sky, flexing your feet towards your face, coming into waterfall pose. Make sure your legs are in alignment with your hips. And we're going to hold here for 3 minutes. Remember to focus on your breath. We're breathing in love and openness today, and breathing out anxieties and negativity. In Yin, we hold poses for a length of time in order to access our deeper layers of our fascia. In today's practice, we'll be holding most poses for 3 minutes. Yin Yoga is an introspective practice that invites its participants to let go, releasing into the pose to seek inner knowledge of how your body and mind feel in the moment. Its purpose is to help you sit more comfortably and for longer periods of time in meditation. Speaking of meditation, this is a reminder that in Yin, the instructor's role is to cue the student into the pose and then remain quiet as the student meditates on how their body and mind feel in the pose. So as today's practice goes on, if you notice I'm getting quieter, it's so you can reflect on what's going on in your mind and body. So we'll take about another minute here in this pose before we transition into our next one. When you are ready, please go ahead and lower your legs back down onto the mat. Roll over onto your right side so that you can use your left hand to prop yourself up. We're going to be coming to lie on our stomach on the mat, coming into Sphinx pose. So go ahead and lie down on your stomach on your mat, extending your legs out behind you. Bring your arms so that your elbows are in alignment with your shoulders and that your hands are firmly planted on the mat. Take an inhale, looking down at the mat. And on an exhale, bring your chin forward, gaze is ahead, coming into a small back bend into Sphinx pose. And we're going to hold there for 3 minutes. We can come back to our affirmation here to help us get through this time. All love resides within me, and I am open to receiving love. So let's breathe in that love and openness and breathe out those anxieties and negativities and worries. Letting it all go, sinking into our mat, releasing into this pose. Remember to focus on your breath. Use your breath as an anchor. Help it guide you through this time. We got about 20 more seconds. Now when you're ready, please go ahead and release everything back down onto the mat. Bring your arms in alignment with the top edge of your mat and place your head down onto your arms, coming into crocodile pose. And we'll just rest there for just a couple of breaths before we go into our next pose. All right, and when you are ready, please go ahead and bring your hands to your mat, pressing into the mat, coming up onto your knees. We're coming into child's pose. We're going to do a wide child's pose this time, so go ahead and open your legs as wide as the mat. Big toes together behind you. Inhale to find length in your spine, and we're going to exhale, walking our hands forward, bringing our head to rest on the mat. Coming into child's pose, and we're going to hold there for 3 minutes. There are 3 principles in Yin. The first principle asks us to come to our appropriate edge, making sure to come into the posture, honoring our body as it is today in a gentle and kind way. The second principle asks us to make a commitment to find stillness in the pose, allowing our muscles to soften. The third principle asks us to hold poses for a certain length of time. We have about another minute here before we transition into our next pose. When you are ready, please go ahead and walk your hands back in towards your body to bring your chest back up. Bring your knees back in together and come up to kneeling on your mat. We're coming into puppy dog pose. So making sure your legs are in alignment with your hips and our feet are firmly grounded into the mat. Take an inhale here to find length in your spine, and we're going to exhale, walking our hands forward onto the mat, bringing our chest and our head down to rest on the mat, coming into puppy dog pose. And we're going to hold here for 3 minutes. Yin Yoga is not restorative. Yin Yoga is meant to be challenging and relaxing, whereas restorative is meant to be relaxing but not necessarily challenging. And remember to focus on your breath here as well. Remember to breathe in love and openness. Breathe out anxieties and negativities. Just let them go. We'll take about another minute here before we transition. When you are ready, please walk your hands back in towards your body. Bring your legs together. We're coming into a restorative child's pose. So keeping our legs together, we're going to take an inhale to find length in our spine, and we're going to exhale our chest down to our thighs and our forehead coming down onto the mat, bringing our hands beside us, palms up. And we're going to hold there for 3 minutes. Remember to focus on our breath. we'll take about another minute here before we transition. When you are ready, please bring your hands back up near your face and plant your palms on your mat so that you can press into them to bring yourself back up. We're going to come into lying on our mat now. We're going to come into locust pose. So lie down onto your stomach, extending your legs out behind you. Your hands, palms up beside your body. Rest your chin down onto the mat, grounding your feet and your hips into the mat. Take an inhale here. And on an exhale, we're going to bring our chest and feet up and our hands up, coming into locust pose. Gaze is forward. We're going to hold here for just 2 minutes. And this is a challenging pose, but I know you guys can do it. Just keep focusing on your breath and your intentions. All love resides within me, and I am open to receiving love. We're breathing in love and acceptance and breathing out anxieties and negativity. We only have about a minute left. In about 30 seconds. You guys can do it. I know you can. Keep it up. When you are ready, please release everything down onto the mat. Your hands can be beside you, palms up, coming into reverse corpse pose. We're just going to hang out there for a couple of breaths to counter what we just did. That was a pretty tough pose. So now, putting pressure into your hands to come up onto your hands and knees. We're just transitioning onto our bottom here. We're going to be coming into bridge pose. So go ahead and sit down on your mat on your bottom. You can plant your feet on the mat so that your knees are pointed up to the sky. And you can go ahead and lie back here. I have a block with me because you may need a block to hold we're going to do a 3-minute hold on this one. So you may need to place this block under your lower back to help support you in that. So making sure our feet are grounded into the mat as well as our hands, we're going to inhale and lift our hips up to the sky. And we're going to place that block under our lower back. And we're going to then put our hips onto that block. And we're going to rest there for 3 minutes, focusing on our breath. We'll take about another minute here before we go into our next pose. Now, when you are ready, if you use the block, please take an inhale to lift your hips so that you can remove that block. And now everyone, please exhale and lower your hips down onto the mat. Windshield wiper those feet here. Kind of counter what we just did. And when you are ready, please come on up into a kneeling position on your mat. You're going to be coming into modified camel here. So making sure your legs are in alignment with your hips and that your feet are firmly grounded into the mat. Take an inhale to find length in your spine. And on an exhale, bring your hands to the lower back of your back and bring your chin to the sky. Bringing a small back arc, a small bend in your back. And we're going to hold there for just 2 minutes. We only have about another minute here. When you are ready, please bring your chin back down towards your chest. Remove the hands from your lower spine and plant them on the mat in front of you. We're going to come into a child's pose here. So this child's pose, you can either keep it wide leg if that's more comfortable for you, or closed in the more restorative way. I'm going to do it that way. So I'm going to keep my legs together. My hips are down onto my feet. I'm going to take an inhale here to find length in my spine. And then you're going to walk your hands forward, placing your chest down onto your thighs and your forehead down onto the mat. Bring your hands beside your body, palms up. And we're going to hold there for 3 minutes. Remember to come back to our intentions here. All love resides within me, and I am open to receiving love. We'll take about another minute here before we transition. When you are ready, please bring your palms up by your face and press into them so that you can raise your chest and head up off of the mat. Swing your legs around so that you can come to sit on your bottom. And then go ahead and recline back with your knees pointed up to the sky. Soles of the feet on the mat. We're coming into knees to chest pose. So go ahead and inhale those knees up into the sky. And then on an exhale, bring them into your chest, wrapping your hands around them. And we're going to hold there for 3 minutes. Got another minute here before we transition. When you are ready, please keeping your knees in your chest, take an inhale, and then exhale, releasing your knees down to the right, opening your arms into a T, coming into a twist onto the right. We're going to hold there for 3 minutes. Gaze can either be up at the ceiling or over to the right. about another minute here before we transition to the other side. When you are ready, please inhale your knees back into your chest. Take a couple here, we're there. And on an exhale, release your knees back or down over to the left side, opening your arms out into a T. Gaze is up ahead or over to the left. And we're going to hold for 3 minutes. Remember to focus on your breath. You're breathing in love and breathing out anxiety and tension. We'll take about another minute here before we release into our final resting pose, Shavasana. When you are ready, please inhale your knees back into your chest. Give yourself a hug here. Did great today. When you're ready, release everything down onto the mat, extending your legs out, your hands beside you. Your palms can be up or down, whatever's comfortable for you here. You can go ahead and close your eyes. Begin breathing naturally. And release your hands down to your sides if they weren't already. While we're here, let's come back to our intention that we set at the beginning of our practice. All love resides within me, and I am open to receiving love. We'll remain here focusing on our breath and our intentions for the next few minutes before we end today's session with a heart-opening meditation. When you are ready, please start to come back into your body, wiggling your hands and toes. Bring your awareness to your surroundings. And when you're ready, please join me in a cross-legged position on your mat as we end today's session with a heart-opening meditation. So closing your eyes here, bowing your head so that you can go inside and feel and hear what's going on in this guided meditation. Pour your attention into your still body. Gather your awareness behind your breath. Turn up the volume of reciprocity, openness, and acceptance. Feel a deep sense of release, wholeness, and peace. Drop into your energetic and physical heart space in your chest. From the cave of your heart, what quality would you like to embody for your practice, for your life? Listen while your heart speaks to you. Maybe it's kindness, compassion, or a willingness to love more openly and fully. As you embody this quality, let it saturate your being. Be present to yourself, for yourself, just as you are today. Now, keeping your head bowed and your eyes closed, please bring your hands into prayer position at your heart center. Take a moment to thank you for showing up for today's practice. For remaining in the moment, for staying grounded and focused on yourself and your body. Your body thanks you also. And as we end today's practice, I offer you one last thing, a mantra for peace, harmony, and happiness. Unto heaven, may there be peace. Peace in the skies and peace on earth. May all the waters and the plants know peace. May the great trees of the forest and the universe know peace. May there be peace, happiness, and wholeness for all. Om Shanti 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 Om. I hope today's session has brought you peace, love, and happiness. Thank you for allowing me to practice with you today. Namaste.